I know, I went a little bit overboard, but Emily and I have a huge trip planned later on this week. We're gonna head across the entire United States on the motorcycle, so I had to stock up on a few things before we hit the road. So I've got some heated clothing here for Emily, got a couple of helmets for me to try on here from Schuberth, got a tank bag from Givi, some various other things, got a box from Bumot here, some additional bags. I don't even know what this is, but I better get unboxing. First up, we've got the Givi tank bag and the flange to mount it. So let's dive in. All right, so what we have here from Givi is a top of the line tank bag. This is the XS306 with the quick lock system, and I'm gonna mount it onto my 2016 R1200GS Adventure in preparation for a cross-country trip Emily and I are taking later on this week. This thing is killer. Top of the line materials, it's got a UV resistant fabric. The zippers they're amazing. They actuate perfectly. And right now I'm activating the 360 zip, which allows you to expand the bag by another about inch and a half in height. So if you needed to stuff something in there, you really could. It's a 25-liter bag, so you got plenty of storage in the main compartment. You got a side pouch here, it'll allow you to put in sunglasses or a garage door opener or something like that. You got another one on this side. It's about the same size. You've got reflective piping along here on either side of the opening. You've also got the Givi logo on the side here, set against the reflective backdrop. If you spin the bag around completely, you've got the power port here, which allows you to run power from the motorcycle into the bag, so you can charge your phone or your camera without having to leave the zipper open or cut a hole in the bag. You look inside the bag, you've got this drawstring closure that'll allow you to either stuff everything in here and pull it tight, or you can use it to cordon off the bottom portion of the bag from the top. So if you have stuff on the bottom you don't use all the time, you can hide that underneath this metallic looking flap. And for added security, what Givi did was they added a little hoop to either zipper. So when they come together, you can actually pass a padlock through here for added security. On the top of the bag here, you've got a clear plastic map pocket, so you could put a paper map in here or a cell phone or a small iPad for directions. So along with this Givi bag, you get a high-vis rain cover. So when the weather gets bad, you can cover this and everything inside will be safe. So if you look at the bottom here, you got the Givi quick lock system. So what you do is you mount a bike-specific flange to the motorcycle, and you actuate this lever right here, and it allows you to pop the bag on and off the bike really easily. All right, we got the bag, we got the bike, so let's get it installed. So first up, we're going to install the flange on the tank of the motorcycle, and what we need is to get the Torx number 25 driver out of the onboard toolkit. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to open up the bike-specific flange kit and figure out which screws we need to undo on the gas tank in order to mount that kit to the bike. So in the kit, we've got the 4 mounting screws here, we've got the flange itself, and we've got the bracket that mounts the flange to the tank. So in this case, it looks like we're going to take out the forward 4 screws, and that'll allow us to mount this right on like that. So on the bracket, you want to make sure this little arrow here matches up with the arrow on the flange when you go to assemble it. So put that in like that, those line up. Set this on top of the gas tank and start dropping these screws into their respective holes. So once you get all the threads started, you can go ahead and tighten down each individual screw. Alright, so now that flange is on there and that's not going anywhere. Alright, so now that the flange is on, let's mount the bag to the bike. Clicks in there like that, and we're good to go. So the last step in securing this bag to the bike is this tether right here, and it wraps around the steering head of the bike down there. When you're routing that tether, be mindful of all the cables and wires at the front of the bike. You don't want anything to bind up. After you've got the bag mounted to the bike, you want to take it for a spin around the block to make sure A, that nothing binds when you turn the handlebars, and B, to make sure it's comfortable for you. And luckily for this setup, you have a lot of adjustability forward and backwards. So you'll be able to fine tune it to the perfect fit. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take it for a ride around the block. So right now it looks like as I make a left-hand turn, the handlebars hit the tank bag. So we'll go inside and I'll show you how to make those adjustments. As I mentioned earlier, this bag has a tremendous amount of adjustability. This plate here actually moves forwards and backwards depending on where you want to position the bag on the tank. In my case, I want to pull the bag closer to me, so I'm going to move this plate right here forward by 1 hole. So I've already loosened these screws and I'm just going to move it forward like this. And now it's a matter of just lining up the holes and getting the screws screwed back in. So now that we've got the plate moved, you can see how it is going to reposition the bag on the bike. We move the plate that direction, so it's going to move the bag this direction. So there you have it. That's the quick unboxing and install of the Givi XS306 tank bag for an R1200GS Adventure. Thanks for watching.